All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us back at Who Taught Us That podcast with Jay and Miss Lady. So, Miss Lady, what are we talking about today?
We are talking about what makes you right and what makes me wrong.
Oh, my goodness.
Who taught us that?
Who taught us that? What makes... Well, it all depends on the facts, right?
But do people... I'm so glad you said that. I'm so glad we're starting off this way. Because do people normally listen to the facts first?
No, they don't.
They're very judgmental.
And they already have assumptions in their head about what they want you to believe. People slant the truth all the time.
All the time. And then they get these little ideas or stories that they make up in their head of how they think it happened or whatever. So I'm just, like, why are you right or why am I right and why are you wrong? And does it really have to be a right and a wrong? Why can't we just be like, okay, that's how you feel? But people have fallen out.
Yes.
Like friendships lost, not talking to people because of opinions.
This is true. I actually just read somebody's post that said, why would someone call me and ask me my opinion about a situation, and then as soon as I start talking, they're arguing with me about how I perceive the facts? And I thought that was so hilarious because so many people do that, because if you start out by not agreeing with what they presented to you, they instantly cut you off. Well, wait a minute. Let me tell you a little more. Let me tell you a little more, because they want you to start out by saying, yes, you're right. But no, I'm one of those people. One of my best friends growing up, that's so funny, when I ran into her this summer, she said, you know why I liked you so much growing up? And I was like, why? She said, because you didn't ever agree with me. I could never get you to go with the shenanigans that I was going with. You didn't thought through it and was like, nope, that sound like jail time. And nope, that sound like I'm going to get in trouble. And you would just be like, nope, I ain't going to do it. And I said, yeah, well, that's a good trait I got.
Because most people, I think, they start off telling the story to benefit them. So if I call you, I want you to be on my side. I want you, I might be saying, can you tell me blah, blah, blah. But in reality, that's not what I want. I want you to, take my side and tell me what it is I want to hear.
Well, I think how we're taught that from the fact that we don't want to get in trouble. So, you know how when you were younger and you had company over, you and your siblings, and something was going down and the parents are like, what happened? And so whoever got the story out right or made it sound the best was the one who didn't get in trouble, unless it was like one of those, everybody get ready to get it. So I think we're taught that as younger people, to make sure that your story is right and tight.
I can see that. I don't know. Can I see that? Because when you're younger, you really ain't that smart unless you planning.
Please.
You are, but you're not.
I got a great niece, honey. She got it down to a kid. She know how to get her two siblings in trouble. She done figured it out, and she's only 5.
What?
Yes, honey. She done figured it out.
See, when we was growing up, didn't nobody either you all silent or somebody talking. So that's why everybody would get the whooping. You remember?
Yes.
Everybody getting the whooping because ain't nobody talking, because we ain't got our stories together yet.
Right.
Because if we start talking, somebody gonna mess up. Somebody gonna mess up. But you right though. 5, this new generation, she probably came out reading.
Yeah. She wasn't like that earlier on, but for whatever reason, when my niece came into town, she was telling me a story about how my great niece then figured out how to get her siblings in trouble, and was sitting back like she was sipping on some tea, honey, like, yeah, I done figured it out. And she just had analyzed the whole situation, and it was just hilarious just to hear it, because she looked so innocent and so sweet, and who in the heck taught her that?
Exactly. And I think going from who's right, who's wrong, so I'm going to turn a corner. And because it does, we talked about it a few minutes ago, but it does come back to judging.
Yes.
Being judgmental. And, like you could tell me a story, or I could tell you a story, and we might talk about it, but then we hang up and you like, she done lost her mind or whatever the case. And so now you have formed an opinion. So maybe that's why. Maybe I want to be right. So the opinion you form of me isn't so bad.
Correct. Yes. And I think people, like I said earlier, they just want you to believe that they're right all the time. Some people just don't like to be wrong. Like they just don't want to be wrong. I know some people like that. They don't matter what you say, they're going to one up you and, keep on talking about something and say, nope, that's not true. This and this and this and that. And you like, what? Like that couldn't have happened. But I know a lot of times people have this persona about you, and so I hate when people tell me a story that somebody else told them about me, and then they could say, I could see you doing that. Oh my God. I'd be like, but yes. I didn't do that.
Yes.
And they go, yeah, I could see you doing that. I could see you saying that. I had an old supervisor did me like that so many times. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I wasn't even in the vicinity. I don't even know the story that you're telling.
But do you think that's prejudging you?
Yeah.
Because without you even saying, because I had a situation where this girl, we worked together and she didn't know me. Like we didn't talk or anything like that. I would see her and high bypass and whatever. And one day she was just like, do you strip? What? It's like what?
At a stripper's club?
Yeah. She was like, I can see you stripping on the pole.
Oh,
I can see you.
God.
And I said, why would you say that about me? What? Why? What did I do?
Just out of the blue?
Just out the blue. She said, you just look like a stripper. I think that you strip.
Oh, and my goodness.
That just floored me. And I never forgot it because it's never in my life. Like, how do you look at somebody and judge them like that on how they look? And we in a professional setting. We not in I'm at work.
She had to see you dropping or something on the elevator.
No. No. She never seen me outside of work. No, she would. And then it was one of them cases where she would always walk by and kind of look at me. And I was thinking to myself, why are you looking at me? And then one day she just had the,
nerves to say it.
She just said it. And she wasn't like that. She married with children and all that. She just said, I reminded her I looked like a stripper. In her mind, I was a stripper. I was dancing on all the poles.
Oh, my goodness. That is crazy. And what kills me is when people say something like that to you that's so out of the ordinary. They say it so matter-of-fact-ish. And as a matter of fact, you a stripper. I know you are. And they just tag you like that. And you're like, what?
Yeah,
where did that come from?
I could not convince her otherwise. And she still just looked at me. Even after that, she just kind of, there was nothing I could say to her to convince her that I was not a stripper. It was crazy. It was the craziest thing.
All right, Miss Lady, you're going to have to show us some of your moves now. Shoot, I need to know.
Right. Maybe it was what they call that?
Alter
ego. Yes.
Your alter ego then showed up
my
at work.
Alter ego, yeah. She just slipped out.
So when you talk about people want to be right versus somebody else being wrong, why do you think somebody would want to be wrong? I think that's really the question, because when people are talking about something, nobody wants to be wrong. And so if you're not agreeing with that individual, somebody got to be wrong.
Somebody does have to be wrong. And you know what I think? I think maturity comes with that. Like if I'm truly asking you, if something happens and I'm truly asking you for your opinion, I'm not looking like, okay, I'm going to tell you this because I want to be right. No, I want you to tell me what I could have done different or how I was wrong in this situation. And I've approached people like that. Okay, tell me, was I wrong? Or tell me if my thinking is wrong. Or tell me if, how I approach
But usually
this.
when you get to that point, it's later on. It's not during the conversation. And you're not asking that same person who told you you're wrong. You're telling it to a third party, explaining the situation, and then you're asking them, do you think I'm wrong?
Or again, I think it's having the ability to accept it. I was on a call one time at work and was talking to this lady, and it was 3 of us on a call. And so after the call, the lady, she said, you was a little rough on her. And I said, was I? And she said, yeah, you was a little stern. It wasn't your normal demeanor that you speak to people. So I just want to bring that to your attention. Is everything okay? And I was like, oh, okay. So then I called the other lady back, and I said, it was brought to my attention that I was just a little bit off tone with you, and so I apologize to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that was nice.
Because I'm that person. If you tell me I was wrong or I could have did something, or if you bring it to my attention, I'm not the person that you just described. I'm not going to be argumentative. I ain't wrong till you. No, did you hear how she was talking? Sometimes we need to step back and be like, you know what? Maybe I could have handled that different.
But you know how many people are not mature enough to do that? They would have just left it alone. So how was the person receptive that you apologized to?
Mm-hmm. She was very receptive. She even apologized. She was like, I'm sorry as well, because I probably triggered by her behavior, in which she was kind of coming off, but that still didn't give me the right, to
meet her there.
Because I'm in a higher, position or whatever. And so sometimes we got to conduct ourselves in that manner.
Yes.
And so I kind of I let her pull me on her level, which I shouldn't have done. And so, as soon as that other lady told me, she was like, I'm like, let me reach back out to her. I didn't tell the lady that, but I listened to her tell me. And so I took it upon myself. I was like, let me call her. And I did immediately, like within the hour of it happening.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was good of you. I mean, I have apologized to people because I done been slick talking. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I could be slick talking and don't even realize it till, somebody brings it to my attention. Because I could say something so quick, I'd be like, oh, girl, that should have stayed in your mouth and your head.
Check them in the name of the...
like, and I'd be like, oh, I am so sorry. My mother, we used to always say, you don't have to say everything you thinking. Mm-hmm. And I said, huh? Like I could not comprehend that. She was like, you do not. Just because you're thinking it, you don't have to say it. And I was like, but if I'm thinking it, don't you think the world needs to know? She said, no, they do not need to know. You need to count to 10 or something to wait before you begin to speak, because sometimes you say things that are hurtful. And I said, I don't know. I think I just be trying to beat people to the punch. Like, let me hurt you real good, because I'm going to hit you in the jugular.
See, wait. Back that up. Roll it back. Rewind. Hold on. So why do you think you were like that? Why do you think you wanted to get the punch before they did?
Get the punch first, because I don't want to hurt. Right. So I'm going to hurt you so bad, you're going to be like...
Was that done to you growing up?
Oh, yes. I had 3 older sisters. Yes, ma'am. And the one just above me was Evo.
Okay, so they taught you.
They taught me. If
when we say who taught you that, they
taught me, get you first.
Wow.
Uh-huh, yeah.
And then from there, you just kind of passed it. I mean, it became more of a habit, would you say?
Yeah. It's a character flaw.
Yeah. But that's good that you can recognize it.
I can recognize it. So when I see somebody coming from me, I'm just sitting there, because I know I could be... Oh, I know I can hit you so hard in the stomach, you have to catch your breath. But I said, la, 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 la. And then when the thing that makes me upset is then when I'm nice like that and I don't say nothing, the person be walking off like they Rocky.
Yeah, like they.
And in my mind, I'm like, girl. You just don't know. I could have broke you down so hard. Yeah.
See, now I don't consider myself. I've been told that I could check people with that.
I done seen you check people with being so sweet and da-da-da-da-da. And then people have to look twice. Did she just check me? I'll be like, checkmate.
But I don't know where or who taught me that. I don't know where I got that from. I think for me, it's just a matter of respect. Like, you not getting ready to disrespect me.
Yes.
So let me go ahead and reel you back in and tell you how I feel.
But but then, that's kind of going further away from who's right and who's wrong. Because I think people think that it's right to be disrespectful.
How can you think it's right to be disrespectful? I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. Like, they were saying, well, it's their choice of words and how they're condescending. And I'm like, well, are they being condescending, or is it just a clash of personalities? Like if I tell you, hey, Jay, did you fill up your water before you, and you see my water bottle sitting here? Yes. Well, what? How come that couldn't be a yes, I did, or no, I didn't? But is it wrong for you to respond that way? I do see your water bottle. So is it wrong? Which answer is right or wrong?
Well, I think sometimes when people react that way, it's from something else. Okay. Like, maybe other things occurred prior to that, whether it was you or somebody else. Because I had people do me like that before, and I'm like, hold up. How did we get there? Like, what did I do? And then they'll say, well, earlier today, you da-da-da-da-da, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. Let's start over again because I didn't mean it in that way. You just asked it out of concern. But sometimes...
So they waiting for the opportunity.
To
gut punch you.
Yeah, to gut punch you. So I try to be relaxed and not be in my punching stance all the time. But I can't stand for somebody to think they got me first and walk off like they Rocky. Because I'm telling you, sometimes I just want to snatch them back and say, let's start this conversation over again because I'm going to get you. And other times, for the most part, I just let it go. Because if you think you won, bless your heart, because you really don't know me.
I know, right? Did I tell you? I'm sure I did, but this just floored me. And so I was at work having this conversation, trying to have a mature conversation with another lady. And let's not. I must have paused. I said, hold up. Let's not what? I'm trying not to be, trying to not let my color size show. But it threw me. And I think that she thought that she could talk to me. I was told later after the fact that that's how she speaks to people. Okay, well, guess what? You need to learn how I communicate because you're not going to talk to me like I'm your child. Yes. We are two grown adults.
But I think in the professional setting, it's very hard to check people or to help them to see that they're wrong because you're trying not to put yourself in a situation where you're being called to the principal's office, so to speak. Yes. And so sometimes I'm in meetings and I'm just sitting so still with my lips so tight because in my mind, I done gut punched you, hit you in your eye 10 times, spent you around, because I'm just like, I done already got you. Bless your heart. See? And then when I start to speak, I feel better. And I'm like, so...
I gotta get you. I gotta get you. I gotta get you. If somebody's coming for me, and I know you coming for me, and I know your intention, I'm gonna get you. Yes. I'm gonna get you, but it's not gonna be a way I'm gonna get called to the principal's office. It's gonna be that way where you gonna be like, did she? Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. I've seen you do that.
Because I'm gonna be like, right. Yes. Because I'm gonna be right. I didn't I got my facts. I got everything. So you ain't gonna be able to come back to me because I done laid it all out. So yeah.
Oh my goodness, I have witnessed that, and I'll be like, ooh, when I grow up, I'm gonna be just like her.
Because I don't like what you just said. I don't like for people to bully.
Yes.
Because to me that's what it is. Like, I'm in this position, this title, whatever. And I said, you're not going to bully me. So you can talk to me. We can have a conversation and come to an agreement.
But even in a social settings, you see people, they wait till everybody get around. And then they want to start talking about something that y'all had a conversation about in private because they want to get everybody else's opinion. Mm-hmm. But when they start to speak, they're not even telling the whole truth about what the conversation was. Now that, I'm shutting it down. And I've had somebody do me like that. I'm like, whoa.
So I got a question. So you just said something that made me think. So is that wrong of someone to bring up something? What makes it right? What makes it wrong for someone to bring up something in front of someone else? So if you and I have a conversation or a discussion and we're not agreeing and we go somewhere together and I said, so, going back to what we was talking about. And now we got a whole audience. I like
that. Yeah, because I feel like you have ill intent when you do that. Because the reason why I say that is if the other person is your friend and not my friend,
that's not even people. Well, it don't even. So we don't make it better. We don't even have to know the other people. We just somewhere out and about. So let's just say we at a conference with a group of strangers that we don't know. They're sitting at our table, and it's a table of 12. You know, and all right. So let's finish that conversation we was having.
I just don't like that.
Is that wrong of me?
I just think it's you starting
because
something.
You don't like it. That's the point I'm making. You don't like it.
I don't like it because I feel like why are we still talking about it?
But is it wrong of me? Which one of us is right or wrong?
I don't know that it's wrong. Well, is it wrong of you? No, because that's your option to do that. If that's what you choose to do, I cannot change you. So if you choose to do that, that's fine. Now, probably what I'm going to do, if I'm so agitated about the situation, I'm not even going to participate in it. You're going to have this whole conversation with the other 11 people at the table. Because to me, I'm done with it. And so I can irritate you in that way as well.
So what if I didn't know that? Are you going to tell me? Are you going to say, you know what, I don't want to talk about it now? No. You're not going to tell me?
No.
So I'm going to have to guess and know that you're upset?
No, it's not a guess because I'm not going to participate in the conversation. You will be clear
but if I
that I'm not going to participate.
This is great. I'm loving this because so many people do this. But if I ask you, so let's finish our conversation, you're not going to respond and say, no, I don't want to finish the conversation.
I'm going to say, what conversation you talking about?
So the one we was talking about earlier with, before we got here. I want to finish that.
And I'm going to say, for what? What are we talking about?
And then because we didn't come to a conclusion.
I did. When whoever was right and wrong, if it is a topic that I can tell that I cannot persuade you to agree with me, we're going to agree to disagree. I am done with it.
And that's good. But what if it's not? What if it really is, we left off where we said, you know what, we about to go in here, let's talk about this later. And we said, and we agree. You like, okay, yeah, let's talk about it later. Because, but then in my mind, later is an hour after we've been at this function. Okay, so let's finish the conversation. We said we're going to talk about it later, so let's go ahead and finish it.
I just can't see me talking about it no more. Because I'm be irritated. I'm trying to think if that situation has ever happened to me. Now, on the flip side of it, I am one of those people that if we talked about something and it bothered me, I may not talk about it that day. I done slept on it, everything. The next day, yes, I'm going to bring it up. Now, I have irritated people with that. Because they
don't want to talk about it when they want to talk about it.
No, it's just that I have thought about it some more.
Okay.
And now I'm like, let me ask you a question. And I've heard people say, so you done slept on this all night? So you just want to be mad. No, it's not that I want to be mad. I have thought about what you said. And what I heard you say was da-da-da-da-da-da. Is that what you meant? And so, yeah, so I have done that. But it just depends on what we're talking about. Because sometimes, depending on how you're talking to me, if I feel like you've been overly emotional and you stressed and this is about to go left real quick, I don't want to talk about it no more. Because whatever the topic is, it couldn't be that serious to lose a friendship over it.
Okay. Have you ever let something go unresolved? Like, again, who's right, who's wrong? So let's just say you did something and you cussed somebody out because you thought that they had done something. And then y'all quit speaking. And then later on, you found out, oh, they didn't even do that. It was because blah, blah, blah. Dang, I was wrong. Cussed them out and everything. Have you ever gone back to that person to say, hey, I just found out, I want to apologize or whatever, or you just let it go?
I can't think of a situation like that, but more than likely I'll let it go.
You'll let it go? Why? Why? Is it pride?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's more pride than anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I've seen people accuse people of doing something that they didn't do. That happens to me all the time. I can give you a gazillion examples. Even here, it has happened to me a gazillion. Somebody would say that I said or did something that it didn't even resonate that I would even do something like that. And sometimes I laugh it off because to me it's just hilarious. Like, you pointed me out of the group to be the one who did it, even though I didn't do it. But that type of situation is laughable.
Okay.
Some situations, yep, I'm done fooling with you. Because why would you say that about me? Because you've been thinking this about me? I just think it's weird. But other situations, I just don't deal with you as much because now I'm in my feelings about it.
Okay. I mean, I get that. But I'm saying if you knew that there was some type of miscommunication, you wouldn't go try to render,
I mean, I apologize to people if I do something wrong, yes.
In that moment. But later on, you'll just be like, oh, well, and just let it be.
It just depends on the situation. I mean, I have apologized and been like, my bad. But before I accuse people of something, I really try to look at all angles of it before I'm like, now, how is this going to turn out? But sometimes, even if it appears that you didn't do it, if I've already convinced myself that you did it, it is nothing you can say or do to make me think otherwise. I'm like, nope, you did it.
That goes back to that judging.
It is judging.
I'm glad we are having this one-on-one. So
this
you can
counseling
see,
session.
You can see yourself and how to improve.
I can say it's judging. It is judging. But it's also lets you know what you really think about the person too, which is not good because that type of thoughts in your head, it just gets progressively worse about that person because you're going to always think about it. You're going to always think about it.
I can say that especially like people at work, like I have a ability to set aside their ignorance and deal with them. I had this lady, I did not like her. She was over like this, and I just didn't like the way she spoke to me, talked to me, talked down, like, and then she moved on and I would see her and I would still, hey, because I could do that. I could separate that. Well, the other day, she had called me and she was like, I really appreciate you. I appreciate blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, thank you. Now, was she genuine about it? Who knows? Probably not. But I think it was because of me keeping that demeanor. Like, you really, and I did not like her, could not stand her.
But why didn't you like her?
Because of how she spoke to me. Yeah, she would always.
Like, spoke down to you?
Spoke down like she was better than me, talking at me, not to me. And, you going to do this and that because, she was in a higher position, higher authority. And so, not just seeing me for like you not even on my level.
So basically. Do you think that was her form of intimidation because you didn't? Because some people, when other people come in the room, they change their whole everything about them. It's like kiss the ring type of deal. And so do you feel like she recognized that you didn't change when they came in the room? And they didn't like that because you were still the same. Because some people really do want you to dummy down when they come into the room. And that's what it sounds like to me. Like, she's like, oh, you're not intimidated because I walked in this room.
Right.
So do you think it was some of that?
It very well could have been. It could have been. Because I do have that. Like, now that you say it in that manner, I have people that kind of give me a little bit of respect because I don't change. My thing is this. I mean, I've said it before. I put my pants on just like you.
Right.
I can get another job. So I'm not getting ready to become somebody else because you are who you are.
Yeah. But sometimes when you are in the white collar industry or blue collar, it really don't matter. People they need that extra validation that I'm on top and you not. And so when they walk into the room and you the only one ain't jumping up to give them the seat because they ain't nowhere to sit, they looking at you like, I'm going to need you to stand up too so I can figure out which one of these seats I want to sit in. Some people are like that. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that you wrong, but to them, they're right. Like, you need to stand up.
Yeah, no. I mean, I get it because you have people's mindset that, oh, if I do this, they going to recognize me. And maybe that's why I don't, because, you know, each job, I feel like each job or whatever you're doing in life should teach you something. Mm-hmm. And so with that being said, people don't care if you get up and give them your seat.
Teach you something like what?
Just, that's what I'm saying. Like, teach you something about yourself. I don't know what it is, but the point I'm making is early on in the career, you know, you might get up and give somebody your seat. Like you said, you might, oh, that's Mr. John. He gonna, if I do this, he gonna recognize me. He gonna say, and they don't. Mm-hmm. You just gave him a seat. Oh, thanks. And don't even remember your name. So I'm saying, as you go through life, you learn, you should anyway, that acts like that don't really mean anything.
Right, yeah.
You know, so like I said, you put your pants on just like me, so I'm not getting ready to go out my way to try to impress you by doing something like giving up my seat.
Right.
Now, if you need a report or if you need something, then I'm going to impress you with my skills and knowledge, but not something as small as, you know.
You know, like a lot of people, after time, just like her, they do appreciate that, but at the time, they don't appreciate that. I know somebody who worked with a very well international person, and in the meeting, they asked this person to get them some water. And they looking around the room like, why did you pick me out of everybody? Go get you some water. Of course, they went and got the water, but they was deeply offended. They was like, yeah, I got to move. I can't stay here. And I'm like, what? Do you know who you working for? They was like, yeah, I don't care.
Right.
I am a child of God, and ain't nobody above him. And so, yeah, what we talking about? Yeah. And end up, of course, resigning from the position. And I just couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, my God, you realize, you know. And they was not moved. And that, I think, is intimidating to other people. I done stood up for myself and have lost friends at work because they looking at me like, girl, you about to lose your job. I'm like, why? Because I'm telling this person 4 + 4 is not 16. Now, if you multiply it is, but you can't add it together. And everybody's looking at me at the table like, just be quiet. I'm like, but it's not right. And so I have, then my mother comes to my mind, you ain't got to say everything you thinking. But I'm sitting around the room going, so y'all going to keep letting this person think that 4 + 4 is 16. That's what we living out this room thinking. And it was just so appalling to me because do you tell them they wrong or do you just sit there because you want your job? What do you do?
Oh, I'm going to call it out because that's just the way I'm built up. I'm going, hey, you know, this is wrong. you don't, you know that.
But wonder if they're offended and they're like, no, it is right.
But I was going to say one thing I will do is not call them out in front of others. Like we was talking about the conference, and I wouldn't do that. But afterwards, hey, you got a minute? I wanted to let you know that, you know, this right here, there's an error.
So that's when I should have counted to 10 and followed my mother and just said. But I'm like, oh, wait a minute, wait. Four times. I mean, 4 + 4 is not 16. So that was the time I should have been quiet.
You tell them, but you tell not in an embarrassing, because I'm
how
sure
is that embarrassing?
Because don't nobody, especially it depends on how high up. Again, who wants to be wrong? That's how it's embarrassing. Who wants to be wrong? If I'm sitting up here and doing a presentation and I done got all my stuff down or whatever, and then I done made this small error, and you, whatever level you on, and pointed it out to me, but you're not up there with me, you down here. Oh, you know that's wrong. That's why your friends like, yeah, you about to get fired because there's a time and place that you do stuff like that. There is a time and place that you.
There is under no circumstances should you say they done pass the paper around and we looking at budget numbers and I'm saying that ain't right. I shouldn't say that. That's not the time or place.
It depends on who's in the room. It do depend on who is in the room, who's at the table. Choose your audience, all that good stuff. Because some people, it depends on that person. If you got an ignorant person that walks around wanting to be right, don't want you to correct, then no, you do not correct them in front of.
Okay, so say for an example, it is, and it has happened to me multiple times because I'm, thinking, well, we not on the same level, but I'm in the room with the big dogs, and so don't nobody want to say, and everybody else is just sitting there, and I'm so baffled. So what happens when it's reversed and you don't say nothing? And then they come back and say, so you let me send this report out to the board and you didn't tell me the number was wrong?
Well, that's what I said. You wait until after the meeting's over, when the meeting's clear. By the way, I want to point out to you that this is wrong.
Okay, but I ain't even the financial person. So why doesn't the financial person say nothing?
Because they almost be scared.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's, see, again, why would you do, because now I agree with, we're going to call him Bob. Now I agree with Bob. You let me send this report out and you didn't say nothing? Because Tina, I know you saw this error. If she's the financial, Tina.
Well, Tina don't get blamed. Jay does. And I'm not the financial person. It don't have nothing to do with nothing that I do. But I'm normally the one vocal enough to say it's wrong. They just want
to pick on you. They just want to pick on you because if you ain't got nothing to do with it, if Tina should have called it, Tina's the one that should have been blamed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just want to pick on you.
Well, that makes me feel a little better.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's just so funny because I have been in situations where I'm very factual. I always have my documents in order. I tell people all the time, if it ain't in print, it didn't happen.
Right.
And so when I've been in situations where I said something, it was used against me. When I'm in situations when I don't say something, it's used against me. Well, why didn't you say something? And I'm like, well, wait a minute. The last time when I was over here at A company, they didn't like it. Now I'm at B company. You want me to say something? But why didn't you pick it up? It still is not my error. It's somebody else's department. Why I got to do it? Because I know if you saw it, you would say something. No. Like,
because they depended on you now.
No, I don't. Yeah. I don't want you to.
I definitely would say something, but I would say something on the low. And nowadays, they got all this technology. You got Teams, emails. You sitting there with your phone. You Teams them right at that moment. Hey, that's wrong. Just letting you know. Mm-hmm. I won't say it in front of everybody.
Yeah, I don't know that I feel comfortable anymore to say anything. I'm just gonna be honest and say that.
Yeah, I will.
That's even with friends and stuff. Now, but now I am the person. If you got something hanging out your nose, I'll be like, oh, you got something on your nose, you got something on your mouth, whatever. But depending on the situation, I may not say anything because you had to know when you came out the house that you had this big old hole. Ain't no way you didn't see that and it's in the front. Or should I say something?
I mean, I don't know. It depends. It
on
depends
what?
Because somebody could be a little heavy, heavier. Mm-hmm. Okay, maybe they can't see their pants or down past their stomach or whatever. So I might need you to help me out. Or if you see something, I'll be like, oh yeah, I knew it was there. At least you telling me.
I know, but then people feel embarrassed when you tell them.
Well, true, but if it's something obvious, then you I get it, because now look here, you will ice. Those of y'all that don't know. You will look someone up and down, head to toe, give you a little approval. So if you said something to me, I probably would ignore you. Yeah, I know it's there, gone, because I already know what I'm dealing with.
That is so unnice of you to say that, because I can't stand for somebody to ice me up and down, because I'm going to look at them and be like, and so what's the final results of this? What are we doing?
You can't stand, and you are... I wish we had our call-in set up, because they be probably breaking the phone trying to, what you mean? You ice me all the time. Yes.
It's not intentional.
I'm just trying to make sure.
I'm just trying to wish that I just want to make sure you right.
That you together.
Yeah, because I don't want you to be, messed up.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. That's all good. I don't have a problem with it because I know you.
And I ain't gonna let you walk around looking crazy.
But I don't like when people do me that way. I be wanting to. I'm like, did you? But
some people do it out of hate. I've had people ice me down. Some of that is out of hate or jealousy or being judgmental, because I know that you're not going to tell me my hair is out of place, or, let me fix your earring. They're not going to do that. You just doing it because you want to say something negative about what I look like.
Right. My mother will ice me down in a heart. I mean, and won't say just like I am me her seal of approval. Like who? I think parents do that a lot.
Really? Well, yeah. I've had my son to say that. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm like, what in the entire world do you on?
Are you aware that you look him up and down? Are you aware of it, or you just...
I don't think so. But if I'm doing it hard enough, yeah, they both of them will check me. And be like, what are we doing?
Right.
What?
I think parents do it. I know I do it to my youngest because bless his heart.
Yeah, what you got on? What we doing today? Did you add it on 2 days in a row? You great go outside again?
Right.
But in that,
coming around the corner, it's 95 degrees and he got full fleece sweatsuit. Where are you going? What are you doing?
I think the best thing about being right or wrong that I've learned is to cut out the stress. I'm not going to argue with you. Once I lay out why I think I'm right or why I think I'm wrong, I am done with it. I don't even want to talk about it no more because I just don't want the stress anymore. And I know I learned that from my oldest son. He's just like, yep, he is the most unstressed person I ever know. Even if I bring up something that happened 2 days ago that I done already told him back, you already told me that, Mama. I'm like, what? You done already told me that, meaning we not going to talk about it again. He don't even let me bring it up. He don't care if something additional happened. He don't care because we done already talked about it. And we done already made a decision about what we gonna do, and we ain't talking about it no more.
So do you think, with that being said, do you think that people bring up stuff just to have a conversation, or maybe it's you don't?
No.
It's not their time to release, like, let me tell you what happened, and, or do you think that people really want to believe that they was right in a situation?
Oh, yes. People want to believe they right about a situation. People love to drag other people in it. They will slip the whole facts about everything to make other people believe it. Then people will begin to question the other person. Yeah, I have seen it firsthand. I done heard people tell a story. We done had a conversation about something. They wrong, I'm right. We get in a situation that, just like you said, we got more people around. Now they want to talk about it again. And this is why I want to talk about it, because they trying to engage your feedback about it so other people could say yes or no about it. And then I'm just like, yeah, we're not going to do that. And then when other people agree with me, now they got a fourth and fifth person. No. Come here. Let me ask you something. See, Jay said this and this and this and this, and I said this. So what you think? And they would continue that cycle until they get somebody to finally say, I agree with you. And that's why I won't keep having that conversation, because you're not going to change my mind about it. You're just trying to convince yourself that you're right. And I'm telling you, you're wrong. It's kind of like trying to convince somebody your tires on the flat. And they're like, no, it ain't. I can still ride around, give me, 400 more miles on the tire. And
it's their mentality. So this is where we're going to cross over into this new mental illness.
Yeah, then people want to say, they got this going on and that going. I really don't care. I don't, because people use that type of stuff to their advantage, right or wrong. And so, yeah, you got something going on. That's fine. But I don't want to be the target of your wrongful conversation.
Because everybody has something going on.
Everybody got something going on. You may not know it because maybe they don't trust you enough to tell you nothing. But, yeah, I'm not going for that.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if we got our answer today.
Everybody's right, everybody's wrong. That's the answer.
Yeah, exactly. And who taught it to us? It might be self-taught.
You're right. It's self-taught. Yeah. It really is, because it's how you achieve your goal and being right that has taught you that subconsciously. And so to change your mind, you have to start rethinking stuff, because we're used to going back to what we're comfortable with, where we're used to. But you have to really do something different to program yourself.
So what I do, is I switch, I flip it. I do put myself in that person's shoes. Like, okay, if they would have said this to me in that manner, or if this would have happened, let me switch it. Let me be this person, and then I could see. It helps me to see the wrong, if I'm wrong or if I'm right, or whatever the case, or how it made me feel, or whatever the case. So that's how I try to look at things. Like, okay, let me look at this through another lens and try to get a different opinion of something.
That's so nice of you. You're so sweet. I mean, I try to do that too, but typically I'm like, because I done seen you be evil to other people. So I'm just the next person.
Okay, well, we're going to come back to this at a later date. So as always, we are grateful for those who joined us today, discussing things that challenge our mindset. So until the next time, become your own peace, be slow to speak, fast to think, and before you release it, ask yourself, who taught us that?